Do you ever wonder if you're doing Cobra or Up Dog, or if you're just causing back pain for yourself? This is day 4 of Start Yoga here, and today I'll show you how to tell the difference, how to switch in between these, and a few different variations that you can incorporate into your practice. Let's get started. All right, let's get started with a little bit of grounding and centering. Sitting on your mat, take a deep breath in. Exhale, close the eyes. And gently breathe. Nice soft breaths. And I'll ask you to start to just bring awareness to your body. Notice your face. Is there anywhere that feels tense? Are your eyebrows furrowed? Is your jaw clenched? And on your exhale, just try and soften it. Allowing the face to get heavy. Breathing down into the shoulders, allow them to move away from the ears. Breath moving down the arms to the hands that are placed against you. Feel your body strong and supportive. And notice where you make contact with the mat. In this moment, the only thing that matters is that you are here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we will get started with today's practice. If you haven't warmed up already, definitely recommend going into a soft warm up here, really working on making sure all of your body is warmed up, but today we'll be working on the spine a little bit. And let's get started. So today we'll be going over Bhujangasana and our upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And we'll start with Bhujangasana. These are gentle back bends. Bhujangasana is a little bit more gentle than Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. These are also both back bends that you could see in a class in general, regardless of the kind. And today we'll get started with Bhujangasana, which is a beautiful and lovely opener. So let's try it together. We'll actually start lying on our belly, which is probably a relief after yesterday's class. And we're going to, this is essentially a pose that transitions from our Chaturanga into our back bends. So we'll start here by lying down on the ground, and we'll have our hands just underneath the shoulder blades. Remember, the elbows are going to be connected and splayed towards you. So we have our pelvis on the floor. You can always place a blanket here if it's a little bit more comfortable. And you're going to press into the floor the same way that we kind of do with plank. But instead of pressing up and doming the backward, you're just going to do a gentle lift of the chest. In Bhujangasana, you want your pelvis to stay on the floor. So my hip bones are still rooted firmly and the elbows are squeezing in. This is a very gentle and soft back bend. You're gazing in the direction that your chest is facing. We don't want to look up because that can cause a little bit of tension and compression in the low back. And we want to keep it nice and soft. In Bhujangasana, your elbows should always be bent. If you're straightening here while keeping the pelvis on the floor, it can again cause that compression in the low back. And back bending isn't just about pressing into the floor, but it's about engaging the scapula, the shoulders, and the muscles in your back. So we'll do a little bit of a test and see how much we're engaging our back muscles here. So coming down, hands are here. Let's inhale, lift it up. And then on the exhale, I'm going to ask you to come onto your fingertips, and then lift the fingertips completely off the ground. So you'll be able to immediately feel the scapula, the shoulder blades are squeezing together. And then just plant the hands down. You can probably lift up a little bit more. Let's try that one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting the hands up. Notice how your chest is supported and your back bending here. And drop it down. Wonderful. So one of a really good cue that I've heard before is like you want to almost feel like you're trying to squeeze a pencil in between your shoulder blades to really engage the back as much as possible. Bhujangasana is a beautiful back bend. If you want something that is a little bit more strenuous and definitely gives you a deeper back bend, the other option besides Bhujangasana is your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana or upward facing dog. Same setup. We'll start from down on the ground. We're pressing the floor away from us. And instead of keeping the pelvis on the floor, we're actually pressing and straightening the arms as much as we can to the point that our quads actually lift up off the ground and our chest shines forward in between the shoulders. As you can see, my quads are off the ground. I'm still gazing in the direction that my chest is facing, so not over cranking, and I'm almost levitating off of the ground, pressing into the ground. The traditional pose is with the tops of the feet on the ground, but if that's uncomfortable for you, you can have the toes flipped. I encourage you to try what works for you, and if there's some discomfort, you can always put a blanket on the bottom of the tops of the feet. Inhaling here, and let's exhale, lower it down. Sinking it back into a child's pose. So we'll now work on a little bit of an integration or a transition between these two, because this is a part of your fluid Vinyasa series, which we'll practice together a little bit later. But let's get started, starting in our plank position. I know we haven't finished yet. Coming forward, pressing the floor away from you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let's do knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Namaskara. So you're breathing in, you're exhaling, lowering down. Chest comes down. Amazing. Now you're going to drop the hips, release the tops of the feet. Take a moment to adjust the hands to just under the shoulders, and inhale, Bhujangasana. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, press it back into a child's pose. Take one deep breath here. Exhale, come forward. Coming into our plank. You can have the knees down or the knees up. Take whatever works for you. And then deep breath in, shifting the weight forward. Exhale, lower down Chaturanga. And from Chaturanga, we're going to go to upward facing dog. So we won't touch the ground, but instead we'll flip the tops of the feet and allow the hips to drop down as the chest shines forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, this time instead of child's pose, turn the toes underneath and press back into a downward facing dog, finding a moment to adjust in a way that feels good for you. Bend one knee, bend the other, back and forth. When you're ready, drop the knees down, sink back onto the heels, and you can come to an easy sit if you would like, or just place one hand on the heart, take a deep breath in, closing the eyes, exhale, deep breath in, exhale, deep breath in, exhale, 3 more breaths. With each breath, notice how you feel it in your body. How do your muscles feel? How does your brain feel? And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.